My god, I can do this like really 24/7. Woohoo! Well boys, that is the Qubic system H13, which is seat mover, but use the same technology just like the Qubic system 210 and 220, which means it's gonna be super responsive and super fast. And I will start with default settings just to show you a few things, because for driving there are some things we have to instantly turn off and tweak few other settings for maximum immersive experience. And what I mean by that is the first one is the tilt movement, the sustained tilt, which reads the track. And right now we are going downhill and I am quite close to the steering wheel. But when we move up, like in a few seconds here, now check this out. When I start moving up, my body goes a bit further from the steering wheel, and that is not very realistic. And for those who know about my trade-off systems, I have detached the steering wheel from the moving platform, which is way more intuitive for my brain. And that is the first setting I have turned off. So body pitch off. Now we're gonna have that movement only under braking and acceleration. But again, that movement right now is quite excessive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this down to around 50. Now it's way better. The movement is not that excessive. So the rest right now are just on default. Let's drive and explain what I feel. It is definitely very in sync with the movement of the game. That's for sure. My god. Of course, for some people that can be a little bit excessive again, but I'm quite used to those forces, so for me right now that feels absolutely natural. And I have heard from so many people that moving around in relationship to the steering wheel is not realistic, but I can argue a lot with that, because in a real car that's exactly what happens. When we corner, our body moves a little bit to the left or to the right, and that exactly is one of the reasons everything feels so natural to me. As I don't know how many of you are aware, but I'm not a YouTuber. I'm living from delivering packages for UPS, so I drive all day long. And I was racing driver for quite a few years. So whenever I turn and my body change that relation to the steering wheel, my brain is like almost sustained forces. I mean, my brain can read those differences and understand that I'm under cornering right now, and it feels supernatural. It really feels nothing. And this thing is so rapid. Next, the feeling and the difference between trade-off and that system. It's more about how precise the information is, because with the 4 actuators I can definitely feel what is going on with each corner of the car, but it's quite close. That was sweet, going out from the carousel. Man, this is fun, definitely. To be honest, I had less expectations. I definitely had less expectations from this. Also, they claim that we can feel with this little bit of heave movement. Let's see what's gonna happen when we go over the jump, if we're gonna feel any heave and landing. I felt like a little bit weightless for a moment. Again, it's not... Oh god! My god. Okay, definitely had less expectations from this. Wow.
You got about 5 laps of fuel left.
So, I'm gonna set my effects I like the most, which are I'm gonna turn off the wheel forward effect, slip effect, and we'll turn on the wheel slip angle. And what's gonna happen now is whenever I pass the limits of the tires, that slip angle, I'm gonna get some vibrations, which is very intuitive to understand where are the limits for each corner, and in some cases you can really tweak the settings of the car, the geometry, so you can get a little bit more rotation from the settings and try to avoid scrubbing the tires. Okay, let's make a fast lap. Have a little bit fun. There we go, the slip angle effect. Subtle vibrations. Another super cool effect. Another super cool effect is the ABS. I don't know if you can see those vibrations, but I can really work my braking around those vibrations, so stay really close to the ABS and just let it kick here and there. It really helps with my trail braking. This thing is so rapid. And the only thing you will hear is just that squeaky noise from the sliders of the seat, which are not really tight properly. But this thing is so silent. There we go, the ABS again. Okay. Not bad at all, honestly. Not bad at all. I really didn't expect to be so intuitive. Of course, this is way closer to what I'm used to, because in my trade-off systems in Qubic, the steering wheel is detached, which makes the experience for me super natural. Wow. Let's try to fill the exit. Nice. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I honestly didn't see that coming from a seat mover. And it's so in sync. Porsche thing. It's like my front move few meters. Okay, boys, let's see how it performs in rally car. One driving rally cars always bring me a smile. So I can do this like 24/7.
New fastest lap for you.
Come on. Ah.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
My god, I can do this like really 24/7.